So I have two dogs. Both of them are rescues, and both of them are husky mixes. The younger one is named May. Now, her mother was a husky. We don't know what her daddy was, but whatever daddy was, daddy must have been a short-haired dog, a very, very small dog, because May is only about 35 pounds, and she looks like a husky, but with really short hair in miniature. Our other dog is named Phoebe. Phoebe looks a little bit more like a traditional husky. She has longer hair, well, not quite as long as a purebred, mind you, but she does have longer hair, and she's about 65 pounds. Now, my wife and I joked that when we first got May, we actually should have named her Houdini, because May is an escape artist. I'm going to show you what her latest handiwork was here. This is what we discovered this morning. This is a area underneath our deck where she likes to chew her way through. Now, as you can see, as you look along here, this is a hodgepodge of patchwork that I have had to fix up over time, every single time she tries to escape. Originally, it was just a bunch of lattice work under there, and what we discovered is May would actually chew through the lattice in order to escape. And so, inevitably I find out about this during the day. I get home from work at night. I had to quickly fix it in the dark at night so that she can go back outside without, escaping again. And so that's why you see a hodgepodge of different types of wood on there. It's just whatever I had lying around the garage at the time, I will, quickly patch up there in the dark to prevent her from escaping. Well, the latest work, this here, these two bars here, these were actually from last night. She literally just escaped last night. She kind of took the high road then, but today, after she couldn't get out that way anymore, she just dug her way through the lattice right underneath. So literally 2 days in a row now, she has managed to escape. So I just went to Home Depot and I got a whole bunch of supplies to make a more permanent solution here, a more sturdy wall underneath there so she can't escape. But as I was reflecting on this, something kind of occurred to me, because when we notice that, every single time we notice that May escapes, Phoebe doesn't. Phoebe is always, she goes up to the top of the deck and she sits outside the door into the house, and she just sits there. It's kind of like her saying, hey, look at me, May's been naughty, but I'm not. I'm the good dog. I'm still here. I didn't escape. Now, part of that, of course, may be that, Phoebe's just too big to fit through the holes that May creates for herself. But, Phoebe's a big, strong dog. If she wanted to, she really could chew through the rest of that surrounding lattice and make that hole bigger in order for her to get out. And this happening this morning kind of illustrated a point for me. It made something come to mind, and how it illustrates how we deal with sin and how sin tempts us. See, here's the deal. If May were smarter, now she's a dog, all right? She can't attribute too much to her, but if she were smarter, she would realize, hopefully, that escape is not good for her. That staying in the backyard is far safer. There's dangers out here when she escapes the yard that she doesn't know about. Dangers like getting hit by a car, getting stolen by somebody else. All right, she doesn't comprehend that. I do. I'm her parent. I'm the human. I know those dangers. And so what I want from my dog is my dog just to trust me when I say, hey, don't escape. You're better off in the safety of the backyard. You may not know what's best for you, and you're seeing this temptation out there, this temptation for the excitement of getting out and running free, but I'm telling you that I know better, and that excitement isn't worth it, because there's dangers out there that you're going to be facing if you do that. Well, this is a lot like sin, isn't it? Is that when we see the temptation, sin tempts us, and when we see something out there that we really, really want to do, and it looks really appealing, and we think it's just the most fantastic idea in the world, but God tells us, no, I know more. I know better. That this may look appealing to you at the moment, but you have to trust me that this is not what's best for you in the end. So when we're confronted with sin, when we see this temptation to sin, to go out there and do something like that, we have to take a step back, look at God's word, and trust him when he tells us this isn't what's best for you. And there's evidence out there left and right. We see people who embrace a lifestyle of sin, and inevitably it does end up being destructive. More than destructive, it's addictive. A lot of people think of, well, Christians, you are, you put so many restrictions on yourselves. You're the ones that aren't free. I'm free to do what I want to, whereas Christian, you have rule upon rule upon rule, and you can't do this, that, or the other. Well, really, the opposite is true. All you have to do is look at someone who's caught in some type of sin, whether it be a pornography addiction, whether it be drugs, alcohol, whatever, and ask them, okay, if you're the free one, go ahead and stop doing it. Just stop it. I mean, you're supposedly free to do what you choose. So go ahead and take whatever the sin is and stop it. And that's all. If you're in that kind of situation, if you've ever been in that kind of situation, you know that that's not easy to do. Now, it can be done with Christ's help, But it's an addiction like any other addiction. Sin is what actually traps us. Sin is what actually makes us slaves. That's why the Bible talks about us being slaves to sin. So when I was looking at my dogs and realizing that, you know what, May doesn't know any better. She thinks escape is exciting and fun and something she wants to do, but it's not. And in the end, if she keeps doing it, it's going to be destructive and it's going to hurt her and she's going to get herself into trouble. I, as her loving father, know that. We need to take a lesson from that and realize that God the Father knows more about what's good for us than we do. He's given us plenty of examples and reasons to trust Him in the past. We need to trust Him in this and trust Jesus Christ and ask for His help in freeing us from our addictions to sin. All right? Thank you very much, everybody. God bless.